Welcome everyone. Today we're going to talk about solving inequalities using multiplication and division. The nice thing about this is we're going to use those same techniques we used when solving equations. We just have inequalities, which means that if we flip the expressions to get the variable on the left, we also have to flip the inequality symbol. Let's go ahead and take a look. So again, we first look for the variable, in this case x, and we ask what operation is happening to the variable. Remember, the fraction bar means divide, so we're dividing by 5. So what's the inverse operation to dividing by 5? It's multiplying by 5. I'm going to multiply by 5. Whatever I do to the left, I have to do to the right. Now this is technically fraction multiplication, so I want to put the whole number over 1. And what's nice here is I can simplify the numerator and denominator. All I have on the left-hand side is x, and that is less than or equal to 2 times 5 is 10. Now all I need to do is graph that. So right away think, do I have an open circle or do I have a closed circle, and which direction am I going to be filling this in? So I do have an equal bar here, which means I do have a closed circle because 10 is equal to 10. And then I want everything that is less than that. So I want all numbers less than or equal to 10. So less than is to the left, all numbers to the left. And there's our shading. Let's look at the next example. We have a variable n being multiplied by 4. The inverse operation of multiplying by 4 is to divide by 4. Whatever I do to the left, I do to the right. Now I have a 4 in the numerator, 4 in the denominator. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So now I have n on the left is greater than or equal to 32 divided by 4 is 8. So again, graphing that, we do have an equal bar, so that means we do have a closed circle at 8, because 8 is equal to 8. And this time we want everything greater, so we want all the numbers that are greater than or equal to 8. All the numbers bigger on a number line are always to the right. All right, let's look at a couple more examples. So in this one, we have a fraction here, and the way to think of this fraction is that we are taking y, we're dividing it by 5, and we're multiplying it by 3. So we need to do the inverse of that. So let's take care of this dividing by 5 first. So how do we undo dividing by 5? Well, we multiply by 5. Whoops. We do multiply by 5. I put it in the wrong spot. So we multiply by 5. All right. Now usually we put this over 1, but we also have to take care of this multiplying by 3. So since we're multiplying by 3, we need to divide by 3. Now, you might also notice that we could say that y is actually being multiplied by 3/5. Right? So y is multiplied by 3/5. Well, how do we undo multiplying by 3/5? Well, we divide by 3/5. Well, how do we do fraction division? We actually keep the 3/5, change division to multiplication, and then take the reciprocal. And notice what we have here. We have this same fraction when we were thinking about this as two operations, that 5/3. All right, so that's just a couple ways to think about this type of problem. Now, whatever we do to the right, we have to do to the left. And remember, on the left we have this 6. We're going to put that over 1. Now we can see that the 6 and 3 simplify. If you don't, you would end up with 30 over 3, which is fine. But let's take care of the 6 and the 3. 3 goes to 1, 6 goes to 2. I have 5 times 2 is 10 over 1 is less than, numerators and denominators simplify, and we have y. Let's get that variable to the left. Flip the inequality, and then 10 over 1 is 10. So we get y is greater than 10. And graphing this, We do not have an equal bar, so that means we have a open circle or an open circle at 10 because 10 is not greater than 10. We want everything bigger than 10. That is to the right. All right, one last one. Here's our variable m being multiplied by 2. We divide both sides by 2. On the left, 40 divided by 2 is 20. Is less than or equal to m. Go ahead and get the variable on the left and flip the inequality. And we are ready to graph. So we do have an equal bar on this one. So that's going to be a closed circle at 20. And then we want everything greater than as well. Greater than to the right. Alright, so time for you to do some on your own. So you've got 4 on your owns to do. Go ahead and try these 2. Alright, so for A, you'd get t is greater than or equal to 4. For B, you'd get x is greater than 7. And then 2 more on your owns. For C, P is greater than or equal to 6. Closed circle at 6, shade to the right. And for D, J is greater than 4. Open circle at 4, shade to the right. Alright, that'll do it for today's lesson.